When you look in the mirror, what do you really see? Most people would say that they see a reflection of themselves, but this would only be partially true. When we look in the mirror, Dr. Nicholas Epsley of the University of Chicago reports, we actually see a more attractive version of ourselves. Because our reflections within a single day can shift from the just out of bed you, to the put together and ready for work you, to the going out to a special event you, our brains have adjusted to see a more attractive version of ourselves than what the mirror would truly reflect. I must say, I can attest to this, because I always look thinner in the mirror than I do in any photograph. And I always thought that it was bound to be a mystery of the universe, but I am so glad that I have a scientific explanation for this phenomenon. So why is it important for leaders to learn about the science of behavioral science of mirrors? It may have deeper applications than just the science of self-image. What if people also believed the best in what they heard about themselves? And not just as an individual, but as an entire group. Let me tell you more about what I mean. 4.5 years ago, I was a new leader at my current school, and as we do always at the beginning of the year, we set to form our student goals for annual progress. I gathered with our school leadership team, made up of teacher leaders from every grade level and department, and we set to forming our goals. Throughout this process, we also looked back at the previous year's goal, which was that 100% of our students would be meeting grade level benchmarks in literacy by the end of the school year. This was a great goal. It was a feel-good goal. But in looking at our data, it was unattainable. At least 25% of the students in the last year had missed the mark. And when I asked the teacher leaders about this discrepancy, I could hear the passion in their voices. Which parents would we call to tell them that their students weren't going to make the goal? Which students would I stop believing in? We cannot lower our 100% achievement expectation. The team was unified in this decision, so it became our goal. Throughout the next several years, even as a member or two would shift from year to year, the team continued to make decisions based on this, what I came to understand were core beliefs. In my third year at Kasson-Mantorville Elementary, I began the year by reflecting these beliefs back to our staff. Kids come first, always, no exceptions. Each month, we revisited these beliefs. We named them in team meetings and coaching sessions when they played a part in a decision or an action step. We are better together. I began to hear things like this. We say kids come first, so we need to slow down and make sure that this is really what's best for kids. This year, I even had a teacher and paraprofessional work together to make staff shirts, and the saying on the back, all means all. In talking with the paraprofessional about the decision to make this the shirt, she said, "It's what you always say, Ariana, so I thought we should put it on the back of the shirt." And I just smiled and I said, "It is what our staff believes, so that's why I always say it." Social worker and researcher Brené Brown says this about values and beliefs. Living into our values means that we do more than profess our values, we practice them. We walk our talk. We are clear about what we believe and hold important, and we take care that our intentions, words, thoughts, and behaviors align with those beliefs. When I think about a vision for values and beliefs for my school community, this is everything I want. As leaders, we may be tempted to want to make our staff believe what we believe, but that's the wrong move. Instead, be a leader that becomes a mirror of your staff. Listen, process, and reflect back the best, most attractive version of what your staff, students, and school community already believe. Our brains are wired to see the best, most attractive version of ourselves in the mirror. And when I think back to those first leadership meetings, it was there that I started to see that reflection of our core beliefs. I held up a mirror so that our staff could see themselves at their best. When we see our beliefs, we act in a way that is consistent with those beliefs. We walk our talk. I challenge you to be a leader that holds up a mirror in your school. When I look in the mirror, I see Kasson-Mantorville Elementary, where we really do believe that kids come first, always, no exceptions. We are better together, and all means all. Thank you.